You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. What are we doing? There we go. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter here. Cheers, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're safe. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're able to recover, relax a little bit. Shout out to the Afternoon Tune, real quick. They're doing great content over there. As much shit as I give Josh, I always got love for Afternoon Tune. I did not review Super Mario because I refuse to review that shit in theaters, and yeah, this week was a little intense at work. As y'all know, when you start a new job, even if it's something that you've done before, it's like, all right, um, I am not gonna review Paw Patrol, even though that'll probably hit Paramount Plus. But yeah, I'm not watching kids grow up grow up to love cops because because that's that's the whole point. Um, can you review Avatar? Yes, I am gonna review Avatar probably this weekend. Mm, so I'm actually doing some stuff, um, reviewing some stuff for this film festival here in town. So I've been a little busy between the new gig and doing that and trying to get back on this. But yeah, y'all, we are going to be more consistent moving forward. It's just life is life right now, people. But I will be on a more consistent schedule. I will be back Wednesday, streaming, doing an AEW Dynamite watch along. I got watching Dynamite late last Wednesday. I had something come up, but I'll be on it this week. And then this weekend, as far as what the hell comes out this weekend? Oh, what is it? The House on Oak Street, the new Anne Hathaway, I think is out this weekend, and then The Wrong Girls, I want to say. Um, all right, Afternoon Tune. I'm assuming uh you're talking about Teenage Sex and Death at yeah. Yeah, I do want to see that. I do want to check both those out. But yeah, for the rest of the year, um, if y'all follow me on socials, you can find my best of so far. Letterbox link. I went ahead and posted on my Blue Sky and on my threads. And if you follow me on Facebook, I'll do it for Instagram later. But man, y'all, I'm loving this year. Like I'm definitely still catching up on some stuff, but um I'll be real. I'm gonna probably just wait till I get a screener for the Odyssey. I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours. I just don't. Uh, Especially with the way people have been acting in the theater. Yeah, like theater etiquette. I don't know what it is, man. Like I was talking to Alea about that. I think theater etiquette is just non-existent now, and really, quite frankly, maybe just etiquette. Period. It's just a thing of the past because I think people have just been so goddamn rude, man. Like, really, since lockdown ended, going to the theaters has not been nearly as much fun, which fucking sucks because I used to love going to the theater and like really look forward to it. Now I'm like, I'm kind of being more strategic on when I go. Like if I can go early afternoon when people are probably not there, I'm doing that shit. Um, uh, Afternoon Josh saying SLS fine ass redhead at the theater. That's always nice. Yeah, redheads are not unattractive. Um, I unfortunately saw this fucker wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt. He was wearing the Freedom shirt, And I was just like, God, like you probably watched Spider-Man. You're like, why is he saving people? Are they documented? Are they legal? Like God, I fucking hate Charlie. Anyways, we are Charlie Kirk. Shut the fuck up. Uh, she was my Mary Jane. God, actually, speaking of Mary Jane, hang on, let me. All right, there we go. Whew, that's lovely. Mm. All right, party people. So tonight, I can't say Michelle because she was a pirate. Jesus, Josh. Um, so Josh has given me shit over the years for not having him on the pod. I'm gonna have him on for some Oscar shit this year. I'm gonna like it's I don't know if y'all for those of you who listen to Smartless, which is a great fucking podcast, they were talking about this running bit they have with Bateman, where Conan would never invite him to this big Christmas party that he throws each year. And that's kind of basically how it's been with Josh being on the show. Because Nick, shout out to Nick, has been on several times. Absolutely love Nick coming on. We had Jordan, Alex on. For Pride Month, we've had Canada on. Obviously, they're a staple. We've had Brandon on, Jamarco, who's done the music. Like I've had a decent amount of people on. I have not had Neil on. Actually, I have not had Neil on. I have not had other Nick on. So yeah, there's some people I just like. It just has not worked out. I have not had time. I have not had Sage on. I have not had Dusk on. So yeah, I'll be real, y'all. Like that's have not had Chris from Black Stubbs. Shout out to Black Stubbs though. Actually listen to Black Stubbs quite a bit. I like their stuff. Um, but yeah, I like. I think the other part with the pod too is like I like having guests on, but I also like being able to do this shit where it's like I was sitting around the house. I'd getting the kitchen cleaned up. I was like, you know what? I haven't done a stream in a minute. Let's get one done tonight. So it's like I can just throw on the headphones and do this with y'all. It's easy. It's nice that I'm able to do this, um, and I don't have to coordinate with someone. So to people who haven't been on or haven't been on, maybe to what they think they should be, it's nothing personal, y'all. I just like this free form format that I'm able to do, and I can just hit the record button myself and knock some stuff out. So nothing personal, y'all. But anyways, I did see Spider-Man. Which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take any notes for Spider. So that is one thing. Like I've talked about this on the show before, but I usually do try to take some notes. So I usually sit in the floor level at a theater, so I can like take notes and have my phone like, because at this point I can fucking type in the dark like, but I have my phone turned down, and I always sit in the seats where it's like by itself, so I can take my notes and not disturb people because I am trying to be obviously etiquette, but I didn't take any notes for Spider-Man because I was just really so enthralled in it. I tried to take a few notes, and it just wasn't really really happening. So, um, going a bit off the top here, but Spider-Man, brand new date. This is Holland's. Oh my god, this fifth one. This is his fifth one. Wait, No Way Home, or Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home. So this is fourth. This is fourth Spider-Man. Um, I mean, I think he'll be back for a fifth. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any fucking way he's not back for a fifth. Let alone this what the numbers of shit's doing. But Tom Holland has had multiple. Goddamn, even fucking Google has Sadie Sink's character up. Like, okay, so real quick, I will get the spoilers here, but I'm gonna give y'all a warning when I get in the spoilers because holy shit, the way that like so that this is one thing I am gonna shout out Josh and Nick again here from Afternoon Tune. When they are gonna get in the spoilers, they basically give you a neon sign like we're getting the spoilers, or they go ahead and they say like this is your spoiler warning. Like Afternoon Tune is so good about that. But goddamn, someone like Grace Randolph or like like Tyrone Mag, they just dropped that shit. It's like, oh, remember in this movie when this happened? You're like, the fuck, I haven't seen it yet. Um, I really hate critics who are doing that shit. That's becoming more and more of a thing. Oh, let's see what Josh say. Do you think they will do a new like all new Spider-Man? Um, I don't think so. I it's gonna be very okay. I'll save my whole reckoning reasoning for this for when I do my MCU podcast, like how I would fix the MCU. But I don't think Kevin Feige is at Marvel at the start of 2028. I think he's gone after Secret Wars. I think management changes after Secret Wars. And honestly, I think man now, Josh, you got me talking now. If it were me, if I were running Marvel, which I'm not gonna lie, I think y'all like I'd be cheaper than Feige, and I would make sure projects got out, especially the ones with people in color. I would make sure those got out, fuckers. But uh, if it were me, I would hire Nate Moore. Nate Moore, he was a producer, produced Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. He's got a huge history at Marvel. I think he'd be a fantastic choice. But I do think it's time. I think it's time for new management over there and just fresh eyes on that product. But Holland has had an incredibly successful career uh, playing Peter Parker, Spider Man. I He is my favorite Spider Man. I know most people say Toby. Most people my age would definitely say Toby, and it's okay for you to be wrong, but but Holland's the best one, and I think what I've really liked about Holland's interpretation that we've been able to grow up with him, so he's at least somewhat in the age range of what of the Peter Parker he's playing, like kind of in that stage. Um, yeah, people aren't gonna like that. Yeah, people rarely like the truth. Um, but but I think Holland's fucking excellent, and I would say a big difference between something like this and like the Super Mario Brothers movie or a Galaxy movie is you feel like you're actually seeing a progression in his power base and in terms of how he uses his powers. That's something I thought the Raimi films were very good at. Like you could tell that in between one and two, Spider-Man had gone through some shit in terms of learning how to use his powers. You definitely see that jump in from two to three, even though I have issues with both those movies. Holland's I know that Holland's Spider-Man kind of gets the, oh, he's Iron Man Jr. talking about you, Canada, but I but honestly I think having Peter have a mentor and then having that taken away from him and that being crucial, kind of that being his Uncle Ben, I think that's a nice differentiating factor between Garfield's Spider-Man and Maguire's Spider-Man, because I think with Maguire's Spider-Man they do a great job with the Uncle Ben death actually mattering. In the Garfield Spider-Mans, it couldn't fucking matter less. Like it's I think people forget how fucking bad the Martin Sheen Uncle Ben death is in the Amazing Spider-Man. Like it's like he basically kills himself. It's so fucking weird. But I think with the Holland Spider-Man having Tony Stark be the one that dies in front of him, along with Uncle Ben, I think that twist is I think that twist is actually very well handled, and kind of similar in that vein. You see how and why Holland's Peter Parker is very much being a loner, because he's lost so much already at such a young age, and he's seen, he lived through the snap, or was brought back. I mean, that is something that they even talk about in Falcon Winter Soldier, is the PTSD that several of the heroes had, and several, and just the quote normal people have from the snap. Like that's something that's, that the male loneliness epidemic um, actually being made a thing here is actually quite fascinating, because how do you incorporate back into the world after being snapped the fuck out of it? What does that look like? All that time that you lost. Like, I think there's some interesting questions, and I like how it gets into that um, from a psychological perspective with Holland's Peter Parker. This is his best portrayal as Peter. Um, Josh, Peter's going through so much trauma. He has a white woman trying to talk to him. Goddamn, dude. Um, I love Holland's Peter Parker portrayal here. It feels like it's his best one. And what I will say too is, with something like No Way Home, and I love No Way Home. Let me be clear. I love No Way Home. But No Way Home, he's got two other Spider-Men doing a lot of lifting for him. As great as I think Holland is in that, from emotional perspectives, especially when you get to the Norman Osborn, Green Goblin stuff. But there is a lot going on in that movie. There is usually is a lot going on in Spider-Man, like comics. I think people forget that. Like, Spider-Man has people kind of showing up all the fucking time. That's part of the fun of reading Spider-Man. But I think it's much more balanced here. This is kind of like, if No Way Home is Avengers Age of Ultron, this is Civil War. And I mean that in the sense of, I actually go back and watch Age of Ultron. It's getting a little scarier now, to be honest, but I I still dig of Age of Ultron. Obviously, the fucking Stockholm syndrome way that they handled the Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Banner relationship is fucking horribly handled, and that is something that really does bother me in that movie. But I do think it's a really good Avengers film, and I actually have some things about it that I like more than the original. The action included, I think it's shot better. But Captain America: Civil War feels like the evolution of what Age of Ultron was trying to be. That is exactly how Brand New Day feels, and I think a large part of that is because you have a new director. You have Destin Daniel Cretton stepping into the director's chair. You of course know him from directing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which, by the way, it is fucking insane that we still don't have a Shang-Chi movie. That is something Marvel. Goddamn. Shang-Chi 2021. The fuck are we doing? Anyways, um, actually, you know what's actually does bother me? I know everyone goes to Shang-Chi. He directed Michael B. Jordan in Just Mercy and Brie Larson Just Mercy. That is an incredible fucking movie. That is not given nearly the credit that it deserves. So if you've not seen Just Mercy, you should check out Just Mercy. But um, one thing about the Holland Spider-Mans is that I always love how the suits have looked. I've always liked how the direction has been done. They felt like John Hughes films. But I think one of the things that is unfortunate about those films is that there's not a directive style to it. Um, like, I just don't think that John Watts has his own actual, like, kind of trademark style that makes him stand out from direct. Like, if you watch a fucking Christopher Nolan movie, you know you're watching a Christopher Nolan movie. If you're watching a Ryan Coogler movie, you know you're watching a Ryan Coogler movie. Like if you're watching a Greta, you're watching a Greta Gerwig movie, you can tell that it's her behind the camera. Like, there are these certain directors that you get their style. John Watts doesn't have a style really, and uh, that was actually made even more obvious after I watched Wolves a couple years ago, which is a rough watch if you haven't seen it. Um, so this movie has a different, just kind of visual flair to it that I was really pleasantly surprised by, especially in terms of the web swing. Because web swing in here, it's the best it's ever looked. It looks fucking wonderful in here, and there's a weight to the web swing that I really like. That I was like, okay, yeah, this is making it feel unique. Um, In terms of the plot, it's this is really a love for Spider-Man 2. It's really interesting because I think I just think Spider-Man 2, like I've watched it maybe 8 times. Like I've tried with Spider-Man 2 and I can't get above, I go maybe 2.5 stars on Spider-Man 2. I don't like Spider-Man 2. I think the relationship between MJ and Peter is poorly handled. I think um, why Doc Ock needs a trinium is just it's Batman and Robin levels of flimsy. He might as well be Mr. Freeze. Like I I don't like Spider-Man 2 in terms of its plot. I think it gets very choppy at points. Um it still has one of the best action scenes in a comic book film. That train fight kicks so much ass. So I mean, that probably gets it up to, yeah, that probably gets up to 2.5, maybe even 3 stars. But yeah, as far as people saying it's the best live action Spider-Man film, I think it's Brand New Day, and I don't think it's even particularly close, to be honest. I think Holland just gets this, and I think this film, this is, and I know some people disagree, but this makes me want to rewatch Spider-Man 2 in the way after I rewatched or I watched Creed 2 for the first time. I was like, man, maybe I should go back and watch Rocky 4. Um because Creed 2 like kind of evolves, like really does evolve Rocky 4, which is one reason I like Creed 2 so much. But you have to have that Rocky 4 in order to get to Creed 2. I don't think you get this film without Spider-Man 2. I don't think you get this without the Sam Raimi um, films. This felt very intentional in terms of being a love letter to aspects of Spider-Man 2, but evolving those aspects. And I think one thing that the Raimi films never really, I don't think they did a good enough job of is establishing that Peter can have friends like independent of Harry. Like I think we'll get Harry Osborn at some point in these, but I really like that Peter has like a couple friends, and it's not just like it. It's kind of like with Superman, where it's like, oh, it's only Lois that he can talk to. Like it's nice to see Peter talking to other people, even as Spider-Man. Like his world is bigger than just his one or two friends. It's really important, I think, for us to see that. And I think that Holland has such a earnest nature in terms of playing Peter at this point that you want to see Peter kind of being social and being out in the world, and it really does endear you to him. Um, so all right, I can wait to talk spoilers. Um, in terms of the fights, that is probably the biggest difference visually is how the fighting is done. There are some shots in here that are straight up out of Insomniac Spider-Man 2, including something with a web bomb that made me go, "Holy shit!" Like I jumped out of my seat. I was like, "Yes!" Like it's it's very clear that Destin Daniel Cretton is a fan of the Insomniac games. Who isn't, to be fair? But the way that they incorporate some of that stuff into Spider-Man's fighting, the way that Holland said that he actually like did like martial arts training to go ahead and you know be able to do more of the stunts this time around. The fighting in here is it's fucking great. It's prime what I always imagined in my head how Spider-Man would move in live action. Like it's for me it's perfect in terms of the fighting. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. um this is the most I would say Zendaya has had a chance to do as MJ. Zendaya on a, I mean, let's call it what it is, she's on a generational run right now. I mean, between Euphoria, which I know people weren't thrilled this past season, um but between Challengers and the Odyssey and Dune, like in the drama, like she's on an incredible fucking run. So shout out to Zendaya. And um watching this movie, you can see how much Holland and Zendaya love each other. It's actually incredibly sweet. Like you go back and you watch um Far From Home, and you see it, you're like, wait a minute, like they actually might. I can't remember if they were even dating by that point. I think they were, but if yeah, you see it, like you genuinely see, like, okay, these two really do care about each other. And here, I don't know if they got married or they're just about to get married. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, for timeline purposes, I'm just curious. But the way that they talk to each other, it's so sweet. It's so heartbreaking. There's a couple scenes in here, including one near the end, that I was like, God damn. Like I was sitting there like mid trying to eat popcorn. I like froze because I was so enthralled by this monologue that Zendaya was putting down. She's great in this. One of the things that I really uh like too about this movie is that you're gonna watch it and you're gonna kind of be going like, what's happening? Because a lot of this movie, and I do have to give Marvel credit because sometimes they are very bad about this. They were actually able to keep the plot under wraps. Like, I think we've all heard the rumors, but as I'm sitting there watching, I went, huh. They actually found a very good way to pace this out so that it is a Spider-Man mystery, but it's one that you're able to it's one that you're able to follow along with. But it's very well paced. Like I was very like it. It was it's kind of like the Batman in that way, where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like we're good. You got this. And when they do peel back the curtain, you get to see like what's going on. It is like, oh shit, okay, this, all right. Um, I'll get into to that obviously in the spoiler section. A couple other things. John Bernthal as Frank Castle, his Punisher, him and Holland work so fucking well together. They're so much fun. Bernthal gets a couple emotional beats here too that I went, he gets it. Motherfucker just gets Frank Castle. God damn it. He's wonderful. Really great to see Mark Ruffalo back here as the Hulk. For those of you bitching after She-Hulk, you get more of the Hulk that you probably want. Um, I think Ruffalo said that his time as Hulk is kind of wrapping up. So I'm curious. I'm curious what we do with I'm curious what we do with Hulk um moving forward, because I don't think you get rid of that character. I have a list of potential other things they can move on to, but we'll save that for the other podcast. But very good to see Ruffalo here, and then in terms of other stuff, there's a very fun, kind of reminds me of Fantastic Four's opening, where you get a montage of some Spider-Man villains and some villains that I really wanted to see on the big screen. I hope some of them uh, do come back. Oh, look, Nick from Afternoon Tune. Brand New Day works so well because it truly feels like a comic book. Other characters are included, but they all serve Peter's story in the arc he goes through in that movie. Uh, and the shots in that montage were 99% done practically. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a big fan of Tombstone. His DLC in the first Spider-Man game is very fun if you haven't played through that yet. Um, I would love a Silver Sable appearance in the next Spider-Man movie. You could tie that shit into the Red Room, actually. Yeah, bring in Silver Sable. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying you could have oh my god, why am I blanking on her fucking name? Um, God damn it. Um, this is gonna bother me. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to look up this girl's name. I hate that I have to look up Terminator Dark Fate because I'm blanking. Mackenzie Davis. Mackenzie Davis would be a fun ass Silver Sable. Hire her. Yeah, she'd be great. Yeah, but yeah, what is Mackenzie Davis doing right now? Yeah, hit her up. She'd be fun. But yeah, the Holland stuff here, he gets the most dramatic stuff that he's gotten in the franchise, which works really well. I really, I really like Tom Holland, and between this and the Odyssey, I haven't seen Odyssey yet, but what I've heard is that he's very great in it. So I'm excited to see Holland in that. I'm I'm very excited for this new look on his career is what I'll say. I'm curious to see what his 30s look like because I think he's a hell of an actor. I just think he needs to get in some better projects. So I'm curious to see what Holland looks like, moving forward. But in terms of Spider-Man, there is spoilery. I'll save that for just a moment. But yeah, this Spider-Man film works so fucking well. Um, it's really everything I wanted from this. Like as I was sitting there watching it, I was getting a little fearful because I was just like, okay, I'm loving this so much. Like I hope you stick the landing. And then where the third act goes, I went, God damn, they stuck the landing. Okay. And I mean, if there is like a small complaint, because I am like sitting here kind of racking my brain, um, the mid credit scene, it I have an idea of where we're potentially going, but it is very much one of those like kind of like sort of sort of mid credit scenes. So yeah, there's nothing after the credits, by the way. It's just the mid credit scene. But yeah, this is a fan fucking tastic, and ever since the word, I was so fucking happy watching this. Um I got emotional several times. No shame in my game. But yeah, this fucking kicks ass. This is everything that you want from a Spider-Man film. This is everything that you want from really like a summer blockbuster. Avengers Doomsday's got a lot to live up to, is what I will say. Like the Russos, like y'all, like I hope the Russos saw this and they're like, we're good because this is the bar right now in terms of a superhero flick. By the way, I have not seen Supergirl. I'm excited to watch Supergirl. I don't know when it's gonna hit Max, but I'm excited to watch Supergirl. So shut up, assholes. But all right, so